my 20s to stay peaceful. Now I'm ready to build. So let's get right into it. I had a thought about how to cultivate my 20s and reach back to see what I could pull from that decade that could help me now. As I looked around, I saw rap stars in private jets, people my age buying homes, getting married, going viral, launching companies, and I felt like I needed to catch up. When I turned 20, I was living in North Las Vegas. I remember it clearly. My mom, my brother, and our little black Shih Tzu dog named Bella. They came into my room. I asked to be left alone on my golden birthday. I felt peaceful. That day, my mom said no in a way I hadn't heard before. It was a sort of rite of passage. I didn't understand at the time, but I felt it. Now, as of recording this video, I'm 31 and I got my own vision, my own voice. I'm building my own life for myself. I'm healing, learning, growing upward and onward. I'm, running towards the vision and the dreams and my story that I want and that I'm cultivating. I feel like I used my 20s to stay peaceful within myself. This was the action I chose to forge the man that I am now. I chose to sculpt him. I'm ready for real connection, for honest relationships, for freedom, for building. Let's connect. For real, not the highlighting real kind, the kind that's real. If this resonates, reach out or just keep watching. I've got a lot to say. So, I remember a preacher who was talking about he was trying to come up with the appeal of like what it means to be youthful. And I think we all understand that if you want, you know, certain things in life, there's a certain time window that you have to get that accomplished, to get whatever you want accomplished. And for me personally, I remember distinctly choosing that in my 20s, I just wanted to avoid the BS. And kind of halfway through my 20s, I just decided to just kind of live under a rock because I kind of saw what was going on around me. And that's just what I chose. And now I think I'm definitely ready to be more proactive, kind of like we just, reflected on. I'm ready to be a little more proactive. I'm ready to build something and I'm ready to just kind of get the ball rolling as far as what I want in life and how I'm going to cultivate that and pass it down to my unborn at the time of recording this video, of course. Um, that's something that I'm looking forward to doing. And there's other, ventures too. We'll share this on my YouTube channel, of course. But right now, we're in the early stages of building. So by the time you guys see this video, that's where we're at right now. And another thing I wanted to say is if you're in your 20s right now, I would say how I wish someone would told me and how I'm telling myself now is there's plenty of time. At the same time, there is an urge that you need to kind of get some stuff going. And one thing that kind of pops into my head is like the whole right now, there's this whole student loans thing going on. And what I will say to that is, I guess in order to kind of be ahead of the competition or in order to get like an edge in this world or to be rich, we're very privileged in the fact that like we get to experience education from a certain standpoint. As far as I know, there are countries out there that if they want to get a certain education, they're born into a certain class And within that class, it's kind of like you get paid pennies on the dollar compared to where we are now. In America, I mean, we got in America, arguably the richest country in the world, arguably the wealthiest, almost behind Great Britain, depending on, what you're measuring. So that's kind of what I would say to anyone in their 20s. And I would say there's plenty of time, but at the same time, it's like there is a certain, you know, quickness that you need to kind of establish in your life. And that's something that I'm getting towards now. You'll never be this young again. Time waits for no man. Time is very important. And if you're at a stage in your life where you need practical advice, I would kind of say that, I guess, wherever you are, I don't think it really matters where you are in your life. There's always plenty of time. You always have time. But at the same time, there is an urge that is calling you to fulfill something greater than yourself. And that's kind of what I would say as far as this reflection goes. So, yes, thank you for watching. And let's move on to the next one if you're binge watching these. Good stuff.